Nutritional whiplash, an excellent description of what we experience these days as we are buffeted back and forth by waves of nutritional information, both from trusted sources and from scientifically illiterate influencers. One day butter is no good, the next day people are putting it into their coffee. One day we should be seeking out seed oils, the next we should be discarding them. Sugar is a dastardly villain, but don't replace it with artificial sweeteners because these are also nutritional criminals. Nutritional whiplash was the term used by the National Chicken Council in the US in its attack on an Italian study that in the title asked the question, does poultry consumption increase the risk of mortality for gastrointestinal cancers? I would say that's pretty good clickbait. The answer they come to is yes. Not only does the consumption of chicken in excess of 300 grams a week, that's about 2 cooked medium breasts, it increases the risk of such cancer, it also increases the risk of death by 27%. Nutritional whiplash is in action here, given that the general scientific consensus has been that replacing red meat with chicken is the way to go. How did the researchers come to the conclusion that chicken consumption is linked to cancer? They did what is in vogue with nutritional research these days. Take a look at data gathered by observing the diet and health profile of a group of people over a number of years, and then torment the data until it reveals something that can be published. In this case, it was 4,869 middle-aged Italians who were followed for 19 years, a period over which 1,028 died. Well, mortality data is reliable. People are either dead or alive. That's not hard to determine. But documenting diet is difficult. There is the usual caveat that food frequency questionnaires are unreliable, and that the frail assumption that people follow the same diet over many years as is revealed by a questionnaire at a single point. And of course, an observational study just unwraps associations that can never prove cause and effect. A couple of questions arise immediately on looking at the data. Indeed, there is a 27% increase in mortality among chicken eaters, but the mortality in red meat eaters is actually slightly decreased. This flies in the face of most other studies, as does the significantly greater risk of gastrointestinal cancer among chicken consumers relative to red meat consumers. And surprisingly, the risk of this cancer in poultry consumers is greater in men than in women, while the opposite is true for red meat consumers. There's no apparent physiological explanation for this. Then there are the holes in this study, numerous. There was no differentiation between eating chicken or processed chicken products, no distinguishing between chicken, turkey, or duck. Cooking methods were not taken into account. Fried poultry has a different chemical profile than stewed or broiled. Were the heavy chicken consumers perhaps also consuming more of some other foods? Activity levels in the subjects, a certain determinant of health, were not taken into account. Given that this study contradicts many others, including ones compiled by the World Cancer Research Fund and the American Institute for Cancer Research, that it presents a number of methodological flaws, and the risk relative to red meat, as well as the gender differences, are hard to explain, and that chicken is an excellent source of protein, I would not lose any sleep over eating 3 chicken breasts a week instead of 2. Stewing is better than grilling because it reduces the potentially carcinogenic heterocyclic amines and polycyclic hydrocarbons. Well, chicken paprikash, here we come. Actually, it is better when made with the fattier legs and thighs. So, breasts or legs? More nutritional whiplash. That for today is our Cup of Joe.